Hello everyone, I'm Sandy Anastasi, psychic channel, intuitive astrologer, and soul coach, and I'm here with my video blog for August of 2020. First off, I want to thank you so much for following me and for stopping by and listening to my thoughts this month. Folks, people in my small community here in Florida, where I live, are all talking about masks. Who should wear them, when to wear them, where to wear them, even if wearing them is beneficial to you or to someone else, or is actually in fact detrimental. It gets a little confusing. I'm sure that you're going to be relieved when I tell you that I'm not going to be one more person loudly proclaiming if it's right or wrong to wear a mask. Of course, I have my own opinion and my own perspective, but I think you've already heard so much on that topic that my opinion is one more that you really don't want to hear. So I'm not going to offer it. What I will do, though, regarding the more practical aspects of mask wearing, is to ask you to do your own research before jumping to any conclusions that the media or even your local government is telling you. Whatever you decide is right for you is going to be right for you. So what I say to you is, what do you feel is right for you? Go with that. Meanwhile, here are some of my own thoughts about mask wearing, just in general. Because all this stuff that's going on about mask wearing has really got me thinking. You see, while everyone else is considering all of the practical aspects of wearing a mask to prevent the spread of the virus, I'm, as usual, considering the significance of mask wearing itself. And I'm noting that at this point in humanity's growth, we are working on identifying our various masks and unmasking both ourselves and others, aren't we? This is leading to both exciting revelations and also to some very deep disillusionments for all of us. On Path 28 of the Kabbalah Pathworking class that I'm currently teaching, we're soon going to be exploring masks in even more depth than I will here. It's not too late for you to join that class, by the way, if you're interested. You can find out how to do that on my website. That's www.sandyanastasi.com. But I only mention Path 28 right now to point out to you the amazing power of synchronicity to us every place. When something's especially important, the universe, or God if you will, serves it up to us every place that we look, just to make certain that we're getting the message. You're wearing or not wearing a mask to protect from the coronavirus, and my path working group traveling a guided visualization path where we will wear masks, both occurring at the same time, as Neptune, the planet of illusion and delusion, is traveling through Pisces, the ultimate deceiver sun sign, at the very last breath of the Piscean age, are all examples of the universe talking to us and telling us that this issue is far more important to mankind than it appears at first glance. It also makes me wonder if the issue of face mask wearing in our world will come to a head and then end around October 31st, one of the times of the year that many of us put on masks just for fun when we celebrate Halloween. Let's wait and see about that. Throughout history, my friends, mask wearing has been associated with the hiding of identity or with the assumption of an identity. For example, a partygoer on Halloween might don a mask to appear to be some fictional character, or conversely, a robber might don a mask to hide his identity from the security cameras where he's committing a robbery. Likewise, a shaman might paint a mask on his face before doing a healing, an energy healing, as he steps into his role of healer. Conversely, a surgeon will put on a surgical mask as he steps into his surgical role in the operating room. Are you seeing where I'm going with all this? On a still deeper level, a bit of introspection will remind you of the times that you've worn a mask without actually donning one. For example, when you first met your in-laws and wanted them to like you, or when you had to put up with that dressing down from a teacher or a boss in front of other people. Those false faces that you wore hid emotions. They hid things that you were feeling deep inside. And so they were masks too, weren't they? And what about those times when you were deeply hurt by someone? Perhaps someone that you couldn't speak up to, when you were told that they were someone other than you thought they were, when you found out that they were entirely different when their mask was off. Unfortunately, that is all too common an experience, especially in the dating game these days. I've known a few of my clients who woke up to a stranger the day after the wedding when their partner's mask finally came off. Now that's a rude awakening. So why do people put those masks on to begin with? Well, that's for the same reason that we don physical masks. It's to either hide something or to step into a role that we're playing in our lives. When I worked as a safety engineer many years ago, for example, I learned to hide away my psychic self, my psychic gifts, if you will, and to wear the mask of scientific authority. It wasn't until I left the position and became a full-time psychic coach that I finally felt free to be myself. When we live in a world, as we are now, where so many people are wearing masks, we are forced to live in a world of confusion. You can't tell if someone is good, bad, or even real from the face they're wearing for you. Most of us can't tell just from looking at someone or interacting with another person if they are to be believed or not. Too often, the person with the best, most complex mask and best ability to lie comes out on top, even if they're not really a good person at all. When the masks are all in place, it's impossible to tell good from evil, what's real from what's fake. We're left to count on our intuition, which with each failure we trust less and less. What I find interesting in all this is that the physical mask wearing that we are experiencing now is making it apparent. The face mask wearing most of us have been doing and experiencing in our lives for years. It's small wonder so many people have no real understanding of their friends, their lovers, their children, even their associates. How can you have a true and honest relationship with another being when you're both only relating to the illusion that's being projected? Honestly, you can't have a relationship with a mask. And the fact is, you can't expect another person to remove their mask until you first remove yours. Most of us fear to do that. We fear that when we are exposed and seen as we truly are, that we're going to be rejected. And so we remain safe behind our masks and have fanciful relationships at best. And when occasionally someone's mask slips, we wonder what's wrong with them and then their fear of rejection is realized, and our lack of trust in our choices of friends is justified. Are you seeing where I'm going with all of this? I hope so. You see, I believe that all the issues about mask wearing in our world right now are very, very important, but not so much regarding protection from the coronavirus. I believe when we make the decision to remove our physical masks, we're also taking a big step forward in removing our imaginary ones. When those masks come off, my friends, I think we'll be stepping forward into a real world where the remaining mask wearers will quickly and easily be identified and exposed. We'll be fearless in expressing the truth of who we are. Many of us will be discovering ourselves for the very first time. Yes, there will be some illusions and dreams that are exposed as empty, and there will be some sense of loss. But mostly, there will be an exhilarated sense of freedom and growth, and most importantly, perhaps a renewed ability to trust what our own intuition tells us about ourselves, about others, and about the world we really live in. I'm Sandy Anastasi, and I want to thank you for being here and listening to the end of my thoughts in this editorial video blog. If you'd like to know more about me, please visit me on my website. You'll find me online at www.sandyanastasi.com. Once again, thanks so much for coming by. Bye-bye now.